Betamax. My name's Fidel. I'm here joined by Birdie and her guest, Jacob. And today we're going to be talking about shoegaze. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hey.
So, how did you guys get into shoegaze? Jacob?
Getting into shoegaze, it was kind of a product of being into skateboarding, getting exposed to like all kinds of music and skate videos. That's actually the first time I heard Slow Dive. I can't remember the skate video it was. It might have been like an old 411 or something, but there was a Slow Dive song. At the time, there was like little websites that would post the name of certain skate videos. Like they would have like a track listing, like for this skate video, like here's all the tracks that were there.
Yeah.
And Allison was the song.
Oh, I love that song.
And that was probably when I was around like 14, because when I was that age, I was always nerding out on the music that was in skate videos. So I'd always, want to find out. I'd always write down all the names of all these bands, and I would just nerd out on that. And that's how I got into like indie rock and a lot of like 90s emo stuff, because that was all in like in the early skate videos.
Yeah, like all those skate videos introduced music to a lot of like people like from our generation. It's pretty wild. Like Dinosaur Jr. Even like early hip hop. Like I know a lot of people that got into early hip hop because of those skate videos. But I honestly didn't know like they like had shoegaze in those, because I would associate those skate videos with hip hop or punk.
It was always one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Slow Dive was the first shoegaze band I listened to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good band. It's a good starting band.
And I guess it's kind of hard to define what's the first like shoegaze band, because I mean, you could even listening to like some of the Cure's music, like the song like Pictures of You.
Yeah.
That could be considered shoegaze. Like if you want to be technical about it, like all the pedals and all the effects. So the Cure was doing that probably like 5 years before, some of the official bands that people credit with starting shoegaze, like My Bloody Valentine and
Cocteau Twins, Jesus and Mary Chain.
Exactly.
And like it's funny because I was looking up like how the term came up, and it's always like a crazy story when you read about like how the name of genres came up. And I guess for shoegaze it started off because I guess when people would go to see like
how do you get a name like that, shoegaze?
Well, people were going to like these shows with these bands that were considered Dreampop.
Yeah.
And they would call them shoegazers, like the band members, because it looked like they were just looking down, like staring at their shoes. So like, oh, what are they like? They're gazing at their shoes. But I mean, what they really were doing, because they had so many pedals, they had to constantly be looking down. Mm-hmm. So like that's how the term was coined. Mm. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is how like most genres, I guess, get their title.
I mean, look, like Power Violence, like even that Man Is a Bastard song, Eric Wood just yells it out, and it becomes this whole genre of music. It's pretty wild.
It's like, how else could you really define it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a niche style of hardcore too. It's not something that's commonly recognized. You can't go up to someone and say Power Violence and expect them to really know what you're talking about it.
Yeah. But yeah, like shoegaze and Dreampop is just so synonymous with each other. It basically is like the same thing. It's just because of all the pedals they use and just the effects of like the whole ethereal sound of it, and it makes it sound so like atmospheric. Like it's pretty crazy. But that's what like attracted me into it. And you're actually the one that got me into shoegaze when you showed me Downward Years to Come by Nothing.
It's funny you bring that up. I was talking to Leah earlier about, because I was listening to Weir's Distressor.
Oh, that's another great band.
Because I think that's what kind of got me back into it because I listened to it mostly when I was younger, like 15 or 16, like before I started getting into like punk, hardcore, and like the youth crew scene, and like even some of the more embarrassing parts of like the beatdown scene.
Hey, I was into that shit too.
I know a lot of people were. It happens. It's kind of what you do when you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said before, sometimes you're just into lame shit.
And it's good to have those memories. It's good to have that kind of wisdom. Like that way, when you see kids from the younger generation, you see them into pretty lame stuff. You don't give them that hard of a time because you know what that's like.
Yeah. But on the drive up here, I was actually I showed Birdie "Guilty of Everything," like from front to back. We listened to it
Oh, yeah.
because it is his first time listening to the album front to back, and like in my opinion, the album's a masterpiece.
It is.
Like I love that album. What did you think of it?
Well, I was really skeptical on that band at first because, well, first off, I barely started listening to shoegaze.
Yeah.
You and Jacob have showed me like 90% of the bands that I listen to.
And like 90% of the bands that I listen to are because of Jacob.
Yeah, so, but nothing was like, because I remember just listening to them like on my Spotify and being like, this is cool, I guess. Yeah. But then we went to that show. Was it in San Diego?
Yeah, Nothing and Culture Abuse.
Yeah. I don't like culture abuse at all. But
I get it. I totally get it.
I love that band.
I can't get into that band. I don't think they're bad. They're just not for me.
Mm.
But Nothing. I remember like after the live set, I was like, whoa! I was like so blown away. I was like, well, this band's fucking good. And then, yeah, I think after that, I could say I'm a Nothing fan now.
But what did you think of the album though? Guilty
That
of
album was
Everything?
really good.
Like
It put me
love.
it put me in a mood, dude.
Really?
Especially because like we drove like what 40 to 50 minutes to
Yeah.
get here.
Yeah.
I mean, basically listened to the whole album, and the whole time I was like looking at like the planes and.
That's
like,
why I wanted you to like not be on your phone. I was like, pay attention.
Yeah.
Because it does that. Like it gets you in that zone.
Yeah, but I'm glad you showed me that album.
Yeah, dude. I love that album.
Yeah.
That album and Sway by Word.
Sway was the album like after they got rid of after the girl left,
Yeah.
and the original guitarist / singer was just doing the vocals the whole time.
It's a really good album.
It is really good. I would say I would consider that one of the best.
And
It's
then,
not. I don't think it's better than Distressor because Distressor,
Yeah.
in my opinion, was the best.
I think their best material was the split they did with Nothing. Even
That
though
was
it's only
really
two
good.
songs,
Mm-hmm.
those two songs are incredible.
They are.
Like when that split dropped on vinyl, like I immediately had to buy it. Like I needed to have it.
I think it sold out pretty quick. I think
Yeah, probably.
what's that record label? Run for
Cover.
Run for Cover. Yeah.
But yeah, like they're not even a band anymore just because of all the
Where's not a band
controversy.
anymore?
no.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
there's a
What
whole
happened?
controversy because they were known for just being like assholes on Twitter, like on social media, and whoever was running their Twitter account,
Yeah.
I guess, was talking shit on that band Gloss. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No, I haven't.
Well, they were like making fun of the singer, saying the singer's just a guy wearing girls' clothes and just like talking shit, and people like all this backlash came and pretty much forced them like from the public eye, and they officially just ended.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
They said some pretty transphobic shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
it,
kinda
it was
fucked.
it was bad.
And
Was it them or was it just like?
Well,
no, it was totally them.
It was total, yeah.
okay.
And
It was
like,
them.
and one of the members, Nick Bissett, he was also in Nothing. He was the one claiming like, oh no, it was one of our friends.
The bass player, right?
Yeah. He's like, it was one of our friends who was running our account, and we got like rid of him. He's not doing it anymore. But I mean, the damage was done.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to come back from shit like that.
Yeah.
And you can, but it's a fucking mission, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I love how for a while me and you were constantly just like sending like each other music. Like, oh, check this band out. Check this band out.
It's never ending.
Yeah.
So the more you lurk on Bandcamp's Shoegaze tag, I mean my I have like a bookmark tab on my browser that's just full of bands, just from browsing around, clicking on every single one, kind of having to go through just completely terrible bands.
Oh yeah, there's some stinkers.
really really bad bands on there, but
I feel like it is pretty easy to be a bad shoegaze band because there's a lot of like, I don't know how do you call it, like techniques you have to depend on, like vocals having a lot of reverb and like the notes, like just like prolonged guitar notes,
Yeah.
you know. So if you kind of start depending on shit like that, it gets really gimmicky and shitty.
I mean, there are some bands that are able to successfully like experiment with it and like fuse it with other genres.
Yeah.
Like I would say Death Heaven does it good. Like while fusing shoegaze with black metal.
They do.
Like,
They
they do
make
it really
it-
good.
They make it like easily digestible for people who
Yeah.
who are just generally shoegaze fans and who wouldn't be used to black metal.
Yeah.
Black metal is kind of a niche market of music. Not everyone's into it, and I totally get it. But
Yeah, 'cause-
the way Death Heaven delivered it, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was easily digestible, and I really liked it. Especially what was it, Rose to Judah, the first one they put
I
out?
actually recently just got that record.
Wow.
Yeah.
I still listen to that one from time to time because it's a masterpiece.
I think that one and the one after, Sunbather.
Sunbather
So
was
good.
Yeah.
Sunbather is the only one I listen to, which is actually really good.
I like New Bermuda, but I feel like
It's
it didn't.
different.
It was
It's
different, and it like didn't stick with me. You know what I mean? Like it didn't stay with me in the way where I was like, oh, I need to listen to this again. Like I heard it, I was like, oh, that's cool, but that was it. Like where Sunbather, like whenever I revisit it, I'm just like, man, this is incredible.
It's good.
Yeah.
That song, was it Violet?
Yeah.
That one, just like the intro, the way it starts, it's really nice.
And like another band I feel does that pretty good is Spotlights, with the whole like sludge, like doom metal style with shoegaze.
I feel like they're really underrated. A lot of people don't know who they are, and it's a shame, especially for fans of like the Deftones.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely they definitely have that Deftones sound.
Like if Deftones was like extremely loud and heavy.
If they were a little heavier, yeah.
But yeah, I remember when we went to go see them at the observatory.
Without the drummer.
There was like nobody in there.
That
Really?
was.
Yeah.
What's this band called again?
Spotlights.
Spotlight.
We'll have to show you here.
Yeah, like
Okay.
they played in the small room at the observatory.
Yeah.
And like there was like nobody in there.
Really.
Yeah, but they were incredible, and they didn't have because they have a permanent drummer now, but like at that time all they had was like a touring drummer.
Yeah.
But when we saw them, it was just him and his wife, and
Just
they
a-
used like
a drum machine.
Yeah, a drum machine.
That sounds tight.
But dude, it was so good. Like it was so loud and just like I don't know how to describe it. It was just
Because
amazing.
it's a small room,
Yeah.
and the way the sound echoes in that small room, it was pretty intense. But yeah, there was only like 40 people, if that.
I don't even think that many, dude.
I know.
Are they a known band? Like.
Not
Where are they
really. They're from New York.
From
Okay.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, and they're actually gonna be releasing an album soon. I can't remember what it was called.
I think it. I can tell you right now.
But yeah, dude, like, and then there was this song they have. Is it She Spider?
Yeah, it's the cover of.
Yeah, okay, so he showed me the
This
song.
band called Mew.
Mew, yeah.
Yeah.
So he showed me the song, and like it was incredible, and like I would constantly be listening to it, and like we would always talk about it, and like we would always be listening to it. And I remember I had showed Justin the song, cause like, oh, Justin would like this band, and I showed him the song, and he's like, wait, what's this song called? And I told him, and he's like, dude, this is a cover. I'm like, what? Are you serious? He's like, yeah, this is a cover. Like the band's called Mew. He's like, look it up. And I looked it up, and I personally didn't like.
I've heard of that band.
It's kind of whack.
I personally didn't like the original version.
Mew, right? You're talking about Mew, right?
Mew, yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that band back in like 2006.
Yeah,
when I was in
about-
high school.
That's about the time frame.
Yeah, because like I remember I used to watch a lot of Subterranean. Do you remember that show?
No.
It was like on MTV2. Like I remember I used to watch it and like they had this. It's like it would Subterranean was basically a show like trying to bring underground artists like to the mainstream.
Oh, that sounds tight.
And like Mew was like constantly on that show, and I remember like hearing like a couple of their songs that I guess were their hits, and I was like, this is tight. But I never got more into them besides those hits I heard. But I think recently I did try like listening to some more of their discography, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
Nah, I'm good.
No, but yeah, like it blew my mind to find out that song was a cover, and like that the cover is so superior to the original. But yeah, like I'm looking forward to their new album. I've only heard because they released one single so far.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
like, it was pretty tight. So I'm like, okay, I can't wait for this whole album to come out. But yeah, like
Is there anything like locally going on with shoegaze?
like in here, like in just local. What do you mean by local?
I mean like LA.
Well, I mean
Yes.
there's Sheer.
Yes. There
Well,
is.
actually, have you heard the newest Sheer song?
No.
Like She released a new song and
Not since that second like EP they put out.
Psychic Quarry.
Yeah, so not in the one after Uneasy.
Like the sound is kind of different. It's more of like an indie rock sound.
Yeah.
Like what? Because I know the last one that EP was kind of Dinosaur Jr.-ish.
Yeah, they're going more into that direction. Like
Okay, so they
because
probably
that first release, Uneasy, like a total shoegaze album. Like I love that album.
Was that the one you got me?
No. You the one you have is Psychic Quarry.
Okay.
Uneasy, they don't have it on vinyl. They only have cassette tapes.
Okay.
Dang, it probably I haven't heard it, but I can imagine it probably sounds like Sebado or something. Just like that '90s.
With the new song?
Yeah, I bet you it sounds like
I
that.
really like that new song. It's,
Yeah.
I had it on repeat for a long time.
Yeah, it's really
It's
good.
really good.
But as like far as like LA, I'm not sure actually. Like I know there's a lot of like really good bands in Texas. Like,
Yeah.
Like Glare,
Glares from Texas.
Glare,
Days.
Days. There's another band. I don't know if you guys checked them out yet called Angel Aura. They're pretty good.
Never heard of that.
I think I have.
Yeah, they're pretty good. There's another band, I believe, called Glaze.
Yeah, there is a
Glaze.
band they are from Texas. I think they're from Houston.
Yeah, but like, so there's like a handful of bands from Texas like doing it really good right now.
Okay.
But especially, in my opinion, Days and Glare. And Glare only has like 4 songs released, but like the Void and Blue EP, the 2-song EP, that shit is so good.
The second song was a little different.
I love it.
It was good. Don't get me
But
wrong.
that first song, Do Not Enter.
Yes, that one.
I love that song. I listened to that song on repeat so many times.
You could tell they definitely wanted to sound more like '90s alternative kind of grunge.
It's funny, it's because I recently saw they posted they're playing a show, and like they're gonna be doing like it's a cover show where each band covers a different band.
What are they doing?
And Glaire's doing Smashing Pumpkins.
Which song?
No, like the whole set is the Smashing
okay,
Pumpkins set.
okay.
That sounds pretty.
I
that
know. I
sounds
was
good.
like, dang.
Tell me somebody's doing Alice in Chains.
I'm
at
not
least.
sure.
That'd be tight.
I was like, because I saw Glare was on the bill. I was like, oh, I wonder who they're gonna be doing. It says Smashing Pumpkins. It's like, damn, if only I lived in Texas.
Yeah.
That'd be so tight. But like before I started like listening to all those like Texas shoegaze bands, there was all those like UK bands,
Yeah.
like Simmer, Rain, Downers.
I was listening to
Downers,
Downers
dude.
today too. Like it's such a shame. Every time I listen to them, I'm like, why weren't these guys popular?
Yeah.
I think it was a lack of exposure,
Yeah.
honestly. Because if you were to compare them to somebody, let's see, what's that? What is it? Is it Super Heaven? No, not Super Heaven.
The band that used to be called Daylight.
Yes. It is Super Heaven.
Super Heaven, yeah.
The
They
one
had like that grunge sound.
they had like that really grungy sound. Yeah, I would say they'd be like a British counterpart to that.
Yeah, especially with that 7-inch, the Noose.
Yes, exactly.
Like, but that self-titled release, the song
The red one?
Rose Tinted. Oh, that song is so good.
You know what? Likia knows that song, and she sings it
Yeah.
like acoustic. It's really good.
I remember I tried buying the tape off of the singer, like, they had the I think it was Big Cartel. It might
Yeah.
have been.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy the tape and a T-shirt. Ordered it, paid, and like an hour passed, and he emailed me. He's like, hey, I'm gonna have to refund you the money. Like, everything got damaged because his house had caught on fire.
Oh, that's right. He burned his
Yeah,
arm.
like he had burned his
yeah.
arm and like, everything, like all the leftover tapes, all their leftover merch, just gone. And like they had already broken up at this point. So
What band is this?
Downers
Down.
We'll have
from
to
the
show
UK,
you.
really good.
Yeah.
But
Now
yeah,
that we're-
they had broken up at this point, and then he started another band that I believe is still active called Blanket, which I personally wasn't into. They're
know-
more like post rock.
I think you sent me the link, and I checked out a couple of their songs, and
It wasn't for me.
it's not bad. I mean, that guy's definitely talented. He's
Yeah.
a talented musician. He's a great singer. But I feel bad. Maybe something happened with those guys.
Yeah.
But they were really good, and I felt bummed that they weren't as exposed to a bigger
Yeah.
audience. I felt like if they got as much exposure as like say Nothing,
Oh yeah.
it would be crazy. Like think of bands like Rain.
Rain, yeah.
They deserve a lot more attention. Simmer deserves a lot more attention.
They're done too.
I know.
That sucks.
It sucks because they got like there was all this hype about them getting that girl.
Yeah.
And her being a singer there.
And they only released one song with her.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty much their farewell song.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
They were really good.
That song, Bearing Straight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so good, man. They finally. Oh well, you don't have Spotify, huh?
Mm-mm.
Like because before they didn't have any other stuff on Spotify.
Oh, they finally have it.
Yeah, they finally put everything up on Spotify, and I was so excited about that. It's like hell yeah. But I gotta show you these bands. Like they're awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really new to all this.
It's funny because as we're talking this all out, I'm like, there's so many bands I need to show you before you leave.
Oh yeah, I'm down. Yeah, but I'm super new to all this, so I mean.
What's a band that sticks out to you right now? Like who do you? If somebody asks you like what's a good shoegaze band to listen to, what would you say?
Glare.
Glare.
Yeah.
For me, it was just those 2 tracks for about a year and a half.
Which ones? The original
Into
two?
You, the Into You and Blank.
Oh yeah, those are
Just
really
those
good.
2 songs. I was repeating those like nonstop.
Yeah, those are really good. And then like they top it with Void and Blue. Like, in my opinion, they topped it.
It was I liked it.
Like I'm hoping they release like more music, a full length something.
I hope they just keep working at it. You know, like they just don't give up and
Yeah.
try and tour more or come out with more material. It sucks when you find out about a good band that gets these like hits after hits, and then out of nowhere they're like, "Yeah, we're breaking up."
I know, dude.
Yeah,
It happens all the time.
yeah, I fucking hate that.
I feel like as time goes on, you see a lot more solo projects.
Yeah.
Like, when you start going through the band camps, you start realizing there's a lot of solo projects, a lot of, there's a lot of solo black metal artists, a lot of solo shoegaze artists, and I think it's mostly due to the fact that it's probably difficult to be in bands with people.
It's so much easier nowadays to just make your own music.
Exactly.
Like, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's more accessible for the general public.
Yeah.
That's why you get, these
Because
new...
I mean, even with this equipment we're using right now, with like the podcast, I mean, we could make a fucking track right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're using GarageBand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, even Gina from Sheer, I remember like she posted something on her story, and it was like just like some random track. And I hit her up about it. I was like, dude, this is tight. Are you gonna release it? And she was like, no, it's just something I'm working on. I was like, how'd you make it, by the way? It's GarageBand and a mic and my guitar.
Well, she has like a band camp with like some solo music that she
Yeah.
releases.
That's pretty tight though.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean when I'm like, it's so easy to just do shit on your own nowadays.
That actually reminds me, there's the girl who was the singer for Weir, the original singer for Weir.
Yeah.
She has a solo project called Miserable.
Oh yeah.
If you're ever scrolling through Bandcamp, you ever see...
Yeah, I saw. I didn't check it out though.
It reminds me of like Chelsea Wolf.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of like darker and I would say kind of dreary, but it's not like overtly sad. But it just has like a kind of a somber feel. But I wouldn't call it sad though. But
Chelsea Wolf? Why does that sound familiar?
she's from LA.
Okay.
She's an artist from LA.
Okay.
She does kind of like a darker psychedelic
Yeah.
kind of thing. She comes up like if you have like a Spotify mix or like a Google Play
I think
mix,
that's where I probably
a Google mix
ran
of
into.
like
Yeah.
anything psychedelic or anything kind of doom related. She'll pop up sometime.
I don't know if Starflyer 59 would count as a solo artist because it's mainly just him.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it does.
Have you listened to that band?
Yeah.
I'm like obsessed with that
You
band.
No,
are,
there's-
you are fucking obsessed with that.
They're super good. Another example of like a solo artist would be like Wild Nothing. They're more dream pop than shoegaze.
I like that band.
But that's all him. He writes it all himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
All that material, he writes it all. But when he tours, he brings
Yeah, he
guys
brings it
to a system.
Yeah. Stuff from the 59 is pretty good.
I don't know what it is about him. Like, it just grabs my attention. So like, it's such a strong attraction for some reason.
Well,
Like,
everything you've been telling me about, what's his name?
his name's Jason Martin.
Everything you've been telling me about that guy Jason is like, it's pretty fucking interesting, dude.
Yeah.
Like, everything I've found out about that guy as an artist, it's the way I would want to do it. You know?
Yeah, because to me, it seems like he doesn't give a shit like about fame. Like, he's doing it because he loves music. Like,
Yeah.
because they never gained like the exposure like Slow Dive or My Bloody Valentine, and like he's been doing it since 93, 94. Like,
No, his name, I've seen that name around for
and then,
years.
like, he's from Riverside. That's what blows my mind. Like,
That's fucking crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's another like dream pop artist from Riverside. I can't remember his name. Maybe like, is it Summer Days?
Sounds.
If you look on Bandcamp, he always releases these like little tapes. They all have Winona Ryder on them.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're ever going through,
Is it Eddie?
But you never know. It could be like his alter ego. It could be like his alter ego. He just releases like dream pop, like bedroom beat pop.
I'm gonna hit him up right now. I was like, hey, is that why you don't hang out with me anymore?
No, he said because you're ugly.
Sick.
No, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll have to look. But he is from Riverside.
Yeah. I guess it just blows my mind because like when I think of Riverside, I don't think of like awesome bands. Like, you know?
So you don't like Alien Ant Farm?
You don't
Oh shit!
You don't like Suicide Silence?
Oh shit!
So you don't like music?
You don't like Impending Doom?
Is Impending Doom from Riverside?
Yeah, we went to high school with them.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Brooke Manny.
Yeah. And Manny's in Bleeding Through now. That's crazy.
I've been meaning to hit that guy up. I miss Manny. He's a good guy.
And you guys went to high school with Soul Search too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. That's funny that you bring that up because when I actually first heard the term shoegaze, was from Omar.
Yeah.
Like,
and me and Omar would talk about shoegaze music. This was probably like 2006, 2007. That was the time, or that was when, you know, we were all really into like Blacklisted. We were going to a lot of the what was that record? That record label.
Death Wish.
And when all those,
when they were just putting out heaters.
When they had nothing but good bands. Yeah. There was a lot of good times, but yeah, it was during those times when he would talk a lot about shoegaze.
Yeah, because I remember like in high school, I had a very closed mind when it came to music.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
For me, I was like, if it doesn't sound like Slipknot, it sucks.
Fuck
I'm serious. Because, like, I remember Omar and Evan were constantly trying to show me music. Especially Omar. He would always be trying to show me something. And I was like, nah, I'm not into it. Like, I remember Omar showing me Infest, showing me Spaz, and I'm, like, trying to show me, like, some shoegaze. He probably even tried to show me, like, Slow Dive or My Bloody Valentine. I'm just like, nah, this isn't for me, dude. This sucks. And now, like, I'm really into all those bands.
You know, that kind of brings up a point that I bring up with when I talk to Lehia about how my musical taste has kind of matured over the years.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It's a process, and I think stumbling onto bands like Weir was just kind of like it was kind of a natural progression of how, like, you know, kind of growing up, how my musical taste changed, kind of evolved. Similar to, you know, your your palate for foods.
Yeah.
You know, when you're like 12, 13, you know, you're not ready to eat like Indian food.
Yeah.
It's
you're
just
like, oh, that looks gross.
Yeah. It's similar to like your taste in music. Like when you're like 19, 20, or say you're between the ages of 16 and like 19 or 20, where you're still kind of angsty, you know, you're not going to have the palate to really enjoy a band like, say, Slow Dive. You're not going to appreciate it as much.
It's like, this doesn't sound angry. Like,
yeah.
Where's the hook?
Yeah. Where's the breakdown?
It's more like you're just not ready to appreciate it yet. You don't have the palate for it yet.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good analogy.
It is.
I like that. Yeah.
It takes a while to kind of come into your own and kind of learn to appreciate different styles of music. It wasn't until I got older I started like looking back on music, you know, listening to swing, you know, soul and jazz from the 50s and 60s, and kind of seeing how that influenced into how that music turned into hip hop, and just the intersection between like hip hop and punk and hardcore.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that meme you always see on Tumblr with like the fist or the hands like
Oh
each other.
yeah.
Like
from isn't that from Predator?
something like that. It's like the black dude and the white dude. Like it's like hip hop and punk.
Yeah.
Just like,
and it's like one common idea. Like yeah.
You know.
I find it kind of interesting. Like a lot of people that listen to like punk or hardcore are into shoegaze.
So would you say like there's a correlation between?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would argue yes, and I you can see that manifested through bands like Nothing and like Weird.
Yeah.
Because I think Nothing's like borderline hardcore.
Yeah, or what they refer to as is it not post rock, post hardcore.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like you can almost label it like
Yeah.
that. You know how there's like a whole there's like a whole post hardcore scene.
Yeah.
Like what's that band like Modern Baseball?
Yeah.
It's kind of like emo. I don't even know what you would classify it as, but
There's so many subgenres. Like,
Yeah.
hey, it's rock, okay? It's rock and roll. But I mean, really, it all is just a subgenre of like a subgenre. Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
it really is.
Which is like, I don't know, it's so much better than what it originated from. You know, to me, like power bands from punk.
yeah.
You know, because I mean, punk's tight, but to me, it got old. It got old, and I just didn't feel cool being like a 17-year-old eating like burgers, listening to like Contravene. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After a while, I was just like, man, I look fucking stupid.
So what's your excuse now?
Huh?
I don't know. I honestly think there's like a time and place for for any kind of music.
Yeah.
There's a time and place to listen to
Yeah.
like Man is a Bastard and Spaz and Infest. But then sometimes you just want to put on like Explosions in the Sky and just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even that, like even bands like that, they're kind of lumped into shoegaze as well, because
It's just that whole like atmospheric sound.
It's
like,
the atmospheric kind of ethereal sound, yeah.
it sounds like so epic and
Yeah, and I think that's what attracted me a lot to it, because it's
soothing. To me, it's like it's soothing.
Yeah, and it still has some of the song structures that you kind of learn to appreciate, like the way Birdie was saying, like people like where's the breakdown. If you listen, like shoegaze bands have what you can quote unquote consider a breakdown. It's just not
not like the typical two-step,
not like your typical
chugga type of.
But they have heavy parts.
Oh, definitely.
And you can tell that's just kind of a bleed over from the influences that are still there from like the hardcore scene.
Yeah, I feel like that definitely supports the argument of if there's a correlation between hardcore and shoegaze.
I mean, like just Nothing itself, like the drums in particular.
Yeah.
I mean, just the drums itself, like for bands like Weird, like that Distressor album, that was one of the first things that drew me to it, was how heavy the drums were.
Yeah.
How you could hear them just beating the shit out of that floor tom.
And like, no matter what type of music, when it has drums, I love when it sounds like they're beating the shit out of those drums.
Like Iron Lung shit.
Oh, Jensen's drumming is insane. Like, I especially love watching him live. Like, it's just, he's mesmerizing. Like, it's crazy.
Hey, since we brought those guys up, so is he not drumming anymore?
Well, he had double knee surgery.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so he can't. It's not. I don't think it's permanent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he just
Yeah,
can't.
Yeah,
do it.
because he was like posting pictures of him just singing, and I was like, man, what's this?
Man, let him be.
I know.
It's fucked up.
I'm that pissed fan, dude. Like, why are you changing, bro?
They're all flipping tables. Like,
Get on fucking drums.
No, yeah, I remember reading that he had double knee surgery, so he's got to take it easy.
Oh,
But I mean, he's still going out there
That's
performing.
fucking-
Like,
that's pretty tight.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had knee surgery. I was 15, and I didn't walk for close to a year.
Fuck, you had knee
Oh
surgery?
shit.
Yeah, I
Oh, shit.
have a plate and 4 screws in my.
Oh, what the fuck? Are you
yeah.
serious?
Damn, that's literally metal.
Yeah,
You're-
that's super metal.
Why was that? If you don't mind.
Skateboarding.
Skateboarding.
Yeah, I've pretty much broken. I've broken a lot of bones. Pretty much almost every finger on my hand.
Yeah.
Both my wrists, both my ankles.
That's fucking gnarly, dude.
Yeah,
That's pretty tight.
it just comes with the territory.
Yeah. If you fall down, get back up, bro.
What was the last show you went to that was like a shoegaze show?
What was it? Shoegaze pop. It might be that Spotlights show.
Really?
I think it might be.
What was that?
The observatory?
Observatory.
How long ago was that?
Fuck, more than a year.
Yeah.
been a while.
Maybe even 2.
Actually, no. The Halloween show at Lyft Coffee Roasters, the one out Chicago.
We went to go see Sheer.
Yeah, we went to go see. We saw Sheer and who else?
Oh yeah. Battery Point. From
Battery Point.
That band's pretty tight.
I like Battery Point a lot.
Was that the band with the 2 singers?
I believe so.
Yeah,
One was
it's like the guy and that chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That band was tight.
I wasn't into that
Get out.
What was the last show you went to? It's part. My last show was probably like your last show. So what? The last
Nothing Culture Abuse probably.
Okay, yeah.
But I think like the loudest shoegaze or just the loudest show in general I went to was My Bloody Valentine in LA.
Dude, I heard that show was fucking ridiculous. Like
that show was
ridiculously
insanely loud.
Yeah.
Like my ears were ringing for like 3 days afterwards. But I don't regret it.
Did they have a bunch of full stacks?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was so fucking loud, but it sounded amazing.
Could you hear it though?
Yeah.
It wasn't just like.
Well, because I don't know about the people that were up close, because I wasn't even up close, but it sounded like I was up close. But like, dude, it was so good. I was so excited for that show, so hyped.
I love that band. I forget that they're. Would you say they're a shoegaze band?
My Bloody Valentine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're considered like one of the founders of the genre.
For
Yeah,
some reason, I just can't.
They're kinda
Like whenever
funny.
I listen to them, I'm just like, I forget that they're a shoegaze band.
Oh yeah, they're. And it's funny because like
There's
if you
different styles, yeah.
yeah, I was about to bring that up because like the founders are considered there's 3 that are like considered the main ones that started it, and that's Cocktail Twins, Jesus and Mary Chain, and My Bloody Valentine, and they sound like they're considered shoegaze, but they sound nothing alike.
I feel like Cocktail Twins.
Yeah.
I feel like they helped out Dreampop more than shoegaze.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
they're
vocal
more on
style.
that like the poppy side of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they sound just completely different from one another, but
Yeah.
they're like lumped into the same genre. Just like power violence, there's so many power violence bands that are considered power violence, but they don't sound anything alike. You know?
Well, yeah. Look at like Man is a Bastard.
Well, I mean back then anyway. Like nowadays, there's a lot of power violence bands that just sound like a fucking cut, copy, paste type
Yeah.
shit.
It's all the same shit nowadays.
Which is like it makes it pretty hard for me to get into like new bands now.
Yeah. I honestly just don't pay attention to it anymore. I'm just.
Mm.
I stick to the oldies.
The oldies.
The oldies. Spaz, Charles Bronson.
But yeah, like it's just crazy to me that these 3 are considered like the grandfathers of shoegaze, and they sound nothing alike.
That's pretty tight though.
Yeah,
I'm
and like none of them are from the U.S. because it started in the UK.
It's the UK. I think,
Yeah, that's all UK shit.
I remember first hearing about the Cocktail Twins from that movie, The Lovely Bones.
They played a song
They
of theirs?
they made a few tracks like originally for that movie.
Mm.
I remember hearing it and being like, "This sounds so weird," and then I looked it up on YouTube because I think that movie came out back in like I was still in high school. I think I was like 2007 or 8. But I remember like hearing like one of the songs they made for that movie and like listening to it and thinking like, I've never heard anything like this before. This is so tight and like it sounded so sweet, you know. And then I listened to like their other stuff. They came out with an EP that had like this really cool song on it. But I remember just from that point on, I was like a Cocktail Twins fan. And then after that, I got into like more Dreampop, like Beach House and Japanese Breakfast.
Oh, Japanese. Have you heard of that?
Oh
yeah.
I've seen them. I've seen them a bunch of times. They're really cool. I think that girl's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's really funny. The first time we saw them live was at this church in San Diego. Oh yeah, like I've been to quite a few Japanese breakfast shows. So I think that's probably the last one I went to. I think it was at the Glass House. This was probably in August of 2018.
Oh, that's when Birdie went with you guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's how forgettable you are.
Okay, dude, it happens.
But the Cocktail Twins has an EP called Tiny Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
That one, that first track, Peak Orange Red, was one of the first tracks I ever heard from them. Besides what they did for that movie,
The Lovely
The
Bones.
Lovely Bones, and ever since then I was in love with them.
That's tight.
Yeah.
There's actually a documentary I've been wanting to watch called Beautiful Noise. Have you heard of it?
Is it on YouTube?
I don't know. I recently discovered it. It's about Cocktail Twins, Jesus and Mary Chain, and My Bloody Valentine.
Really?
Like how they contributed to the whole shoegaze.
What's it called?
I believe it's called Beautiful Noise.
I gotta look into that. That sounds cool.
But like when I heard about it, or I heard about its existence, I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna buy this shit like on Blu-ray or DVD, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think any physical copies were made.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just all like online.
Yeah. That's gnarly.
Did you find it? Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe it's
it's
called
just
Beautiful
a-
Noise.
Yeah, it's just a trailer for it though. It looks like it came out back in.
Yeah, it came out a while
2012,
ago.
2012, yeah.
But yeah, I want to watch that. I feel like that'd be super interesting.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to find something.
Yeah, but I think as far as like these genres go, I'm way more into dream pop.
I mean, basically the same thing.
A lot of people use
No,
it.
I wouldn't say that.
No, a lot of people use the term interchangeably.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, I get it.
Like technically, it's the same thing.
I guess.
But I do like I guess in my head I feel like I can tell the difference.
I
you know?
can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
It starts getting weird with the way some of the bands are kind of incorporating grungy kind of sounds into it.
Like Nothing's later like
Nothing.
stuff.
There was just kind of getting into the grungier sounds.
Yeah.
Like Alice in Chains, kind of Stone Temple Pilots. Which I'm about that. I'll take it.
And that's tight, they're like just incorporating all this shit into it. But I think that should be good for this episode.
So, to close this off, I want to ask you guys a few things.
What's up?
What if someone wants to listen to these genres, dream pop, shoegaze?
Mm-hmm.
What would you recommend?
Like an artist or album
A
or
band, a solo artist,
like
whatever.
to get into it?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say Slow Dives Sovlaki. Like as far as like early shoegaze stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that album. And like newer stuff, I would definitely say Glare, that Void and Blue EP. Or even Nothing's Guilty of Everything.
What
I guess it more depends what era you're talking about. If you want to give somebody kind of a textbook understanding of shoegaze,
Yeah.
show them like Loveless, My Bloody Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just, I feel like that's a good introduction if someone wants to learn about it, like kind of where it comes from. But I'd say with newer stuff, a good dream pop band that I feel is starting to gain some recognition, but I feel like they deserve more, is this band called Castle Beat.
I've heard of that band.
Yeah, it's a solo guy. He's originally from LA. He recently moved to New York.
Yeah.
He released a new one recently called VHS.
Yeah.
You've probably seen it as a pink cover.
Yeah,
with
it's
the
like
with the TV.
there's like a bunch of sunflowers behind his logo. It's like
No, that's his first one. That one's really good. That
I
one's
like
actually
that
my
one. That
favorite.
was the one I've been listening to.
But he has a second one called VHS. It's
Have you
little-
heard of
the
Castle
pink
Beat?
cover?
No, I haven't.
That's like more.
I'm gonna
Okay.
check it out though.
I'm gonna have to show
Yeah.
you guys like after this episode's
Yeah,
over.
I think we're gonna
We'll
have
have
a
to-
full night of discovering new shoegaze and dream
And
pop.
honestly, that's probably my favorite thing about this type of music, and just having people to share it with.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
why we thought it was such a good idea to have you on here and just talk about all this because music.
You introduced me to it.
Yeah,
So
and then just music in general, getting into it with your friends is probably the best like experience growing up and being an adult. I mean, we're all in like our late 20s and we're still into it, like how we were in high school, and that's fucking tight to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always, what's the point of having good music if you can't share it with
exactly.
with your homies?
Yeah.
And I mean, for those who use Spotify, I have a playlist. I mean, it's super long,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of bands. It's mainly Dreampop, Shoegaze bands, but also have like some alternative, like indie rock bands in there. But like it has bands like My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, Cocktail Twins, Keep, Nothing.
Awesome.
There's
Can you put a link like?
yeah, I'll share the link.
Yeah.
There's this band that I just recently rediscovered that I'm really into right now called Asobi Sexu. We're listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
They're from New York, and like they do songs in Japanese and English.
Oh, nice.
And the name actually is the rough translation means play sex in Japanese. But yeah, like I have them on that. It just there's a lot of stuff on the playlist. I'll share it. Like you'll discover some like awesome shit on there. But thanks for listening and
Share
Yeah.
share your music and just make more
Next time you
friends.
guys want to talk about music, let me know.
Oh, yeah.
We're down.
all right,
Alright, guys.
Take care.
bye.